You can probably see already that programming in the Python programming language is going to be much different than the HTML we've been focused on so far.
This video is brought to you by OppiePy's Academy.
I've got open the Python shell and my command line. This is a program called idle, I-D-L-E, and that comes with Python on your computer. Once you've got idle loaded, you can create Python programs easily, and it works the same on PC, Mac, or even Linux machines. So this is the Python shell, and it essentially allows me to communicate with Python directly. Notice here it says type copyright credits or license for more information. So let's say we typed copyright, and it gives us the copyright information behind Python. If we type credits, it'll give us the credits, and license will give us the licensing information for this version of Python. So we're interacting directly with the shell. And believe it or not, years ago, this is how all computing was done before you had graphical operating systems like Windows or OS X. In any case, we're going to go ahead and get started and write our first Python program. Now, this is different in that it can be interactive. It can also allow for memory, things we couldn't do with HTML. With HTML, pretty much, it processed the HTML and CSS and displayed the result in the web browser or possibly on the mobile screen. But here we're going to be doing some real computing. So this is where more advanced programming starts taking place. So with the idle program open, I'm going to click File and New File. That's going to allow me to open a new window in which I can write my Python program. Now we're going to write a program that does a fairly simple calculation. Now I'm not going to explain a lot about the code at this point, but I am simply going to create the program. So again, we clicked File and New. So now my program is going to be a square calculator, which means that we're actually going to calculate the area of a square using Python. Now you remember a square or rectangle is the width times the height. So let's say we have a width of 8 and we have a height of 8. So then the area will be width times height. That's the formula. And then we can print the area of the square is area. So there we've written our first Python program. The print command roughly just prints something out to the screen. Width and height are variables, which we'll talk about at length, but essentially we've assigned them the value 8. And then we've multiplied width times height and assigned that to area, a third variable. Then we printed out the value of area along with the sentence, the area of the square is. So now that it's time to save this, let's go ahead and click File and Save As. I'm going to put this on my desktop in a folder that I'm going to call Python. So there's the Python folder. When you save a Python program, you save it with the extension .py. So we'll call this square.py. So we've now written our first program in Python. We haven't run it yet, we've just written it. And we can see it right here in the Python folder. There's square.py. So now that we have the program written, I'll show you how to run it in the next video.